compliment.
Fair enough.
All right. Are we done the compliments? Should we start going here?
Oh,
I was going to tell you
we're
you're
waiting
a very
on
handsome and
you.
productive man, but I'm not going to say that anymore.
I was waiting for the conversation to end.
No
He
compliments
learned it
for
by
you,
watching
Jeff.
you. Okay.
All right. Here comes the intro.
Welcome to Everyone Racers.
A show designed for the world of low-dollar racing.
An oddball car culture.
It doesn't matter what kind of Limit Champ or Lucky Track Dog League you run.
SCCA or NASA, we won't discriminate.
As long as you drive it hard and build it yourself.
Join us each week for tech discussions,
Tips and tricks, as well as news and notes.
From the world of amateur endurance racing.
And whether it's on the spot, Ella Sweet were lucky enough, and Chrissy.
Chris,
And I give you just the tip.
we're sure you'll giggle a little and learn even less.
Everyone report to the paddock.
This is Chris.
This is Chrissy.
I'm Jeff.
And I'm very disappointed Jeff did not click on the link in the show notes because I had booby trapped it and changed it to something utterly absurd.
Did you rickroll him?
I apologize.
No, I was not going to rickroll him. I was going to do and the host is disabled screen sharing.
Oh, I
And
thought I did
even
share.
better, when you click on that video, this video isn't available anymore. The link may be broken.
It's not available, I think, to you because you don't have.
It's you.
All right, it is. We're now
Look at
eligible
faces.
for sharing. If
Oh
you
my
like.
God.
Yeah.
Do we want to
wait.
start the show over again? This is
No,
ridiculous.
Absolutely
no.
not. This is hilarious. Hold on, I gotta go back and do the. I gotta unshare.
Wow,
And
this
then
is
enable
excellent
the
pod now.
sound.
This
Yeah.
Yes, enable
This is
sound.
good.
We are
Good video. This is good audio
on
here, everybody.
We're
All right, we'll just keep vamping
So-
and waiting.
Yeah,
We're not even vamping. We're just.
Here comes Mental's joke.
Goodness gracious.
Time for
Taste
some
the
AS.
goodness of the biscuit with the honey sauce. To get that honey sauce on me.
I don't know what that is.
What?
I don't know what it is
I don't
either.
like the
It's
way it
literally a
tastes.
guy and a woman in a
My
thrift
chicken
store.
wings.
We don't
singing
see
about
that.
the KFC
We see
menu.
we see a
We see
car.
racing Jeff.
Oh, well,
Taste the
crap. Can you at least hear
That's
it?
biscuit.
fine.
All right.
That's
Yeah.
fine.
This
That's
is
good.
the worst intro ever.
Let's get to the show. And
Taste the
we
biscuit.
are Everyone Racers. Welcome to the British Virgin Islands episode of our podcast. It is 284, which is the area code for the lovely British Virgin Islands. Am I the only one who has never been there? Like,
I haven't.
y'all take vacations to like warm place. Okay, anyway. Unless you're sailing out of Road Town or on your way to the soggy dollar bill at Yoast. Solid dollar bill bar at Yoast. Van Dyke, be sure to open up your E1R bingo card and play along with us because you never know when you're going to get it. You're welcome, babe.
Yeah, I was supposed to be turned off when I did that. She was making sure I had something to drink because I'm a gimp.
Oh, that's fine.
I don't have any legs that work, so my wife needs to get me drinks.
Oh, boy.
You haven't
She
trained a
doesn't.
dog?
She was just making sure. I brought my own.
Yeah, don't what his drinks are the size of his dogs, so I'm pretty sure it's difficult for his dogs to bring him drinks.
I guess Rika maybe, but no, but
Yeah,
The other
exactly.
two,
I don't-
no.
yeah.
No,
Oh,
the
I
other
don't see-
two.
I don't see Moko or Cheech bringing me. Yeah, you're right.
Nope.
No.
They're
They
about
might
the
be able to
same size.
kick it or something. They're not doing a good job of bringing it to you.
Mental, why don't you tell everyone why you're so gimpy and need a beer brought to you or whatever?
Okay,
That seltzer
so-
like
I don't have any legs.
Well, I've got one. So I had my the long standing Haglins and bone spur taking off of my ankle last Friday. No, Thursday, because he had to move it up a day. So I am walking around with one of these bad boys.
That's
The
a
lovely boot.
hell of a boot. Walking
Yeah,
boot you got there.
the Robo boot. So hence my modified knee scooter from last week, which is way easier than crutches and oddly enough fits in the Miata better. So that is what I've been doing. And I spent
Do you
the
bring
weekend-
your little cart, your knee cart in the Miata?
Yes. Unless Vicky's coming someplace with me, because I can
Pass
either
out
have
your
You
trunk.
can choose your truck or your wife.
right, exactly. I can either have the knee cart or the spouse. So
Do
like,
you have
Sunday we went and I had to take the crutches and crutches.
where
are
do you
exhausting.
where do you put the crutches and your wife?
Oh, they go in the passenger seat and they run the like a safety
Down to the
bar
footwell.
that comes down
Yeah.
the center of the
Oh,
tuck
so
into the
classy.
seat
It
So
requires putting the
classy.
top down to get them in and then the top back up.
Do you put the top back up or you just have to make sure it's a nice day?
No, they'll fit in there with the top up. But yeah,
This is sad and funny. So there's that.
Miata life hashtag yo.
I mean,
Vegas.
sure.
It's always a nice day. So
funny you should say that because, all right, hopefully this time it'll work. Just today, we faced a damn environmental disaster. And if you're watching on YouTube, brace yourself, viewer, because what you're about to see is truly shocking. So hopefully it's working. All right, your screen share
Did
is
a
loading.
train full of hazardous chemicals.
There it
Drilling
is.
your-
Okay, there it is. And it's the video's a bit jumpy.
No,
That is snow this very afternoon here in Las Vegas.
You know, there's global warming's happening because
Right. The full extent of the damage may not ever truly be known. It was 50 degrees when I drove home just 30 minutes ago. And so we're starting to heal, but yeah, that's snow that you're
Did you
seeing
put up
there
an
on
I
your screen.
survived the 8 flakes in Las Vegas post?
I think all those signs were sold out as soon as everyone saw snow. They all went to go get snarky, stickers to
All
put
right,
on their
good.
cars today. But
Fantastic.
it snowed in Las Vegas. I never mind that I'm still sitting here in a t-shirt. But
warm enough in your house then.
anyway, so that's I caught up on a bunch of TV shows and movies that I normally would get bored and go do something else. And I will say thanks to everyone who's reached out and said, hope you heal quick and want to make sure I wasn't actually in an accident. This was quasi elective scheduled surgery so I can get back to running. I appreciate everybody's words of encouragement. And I did finally watch Maverick. I'm just going to say 1B2, and that would have been a 10-minute movie, but I still enjoyed. I enjoyed watching it. But speaking of flying and actually doing things interesting, Chris, what are you working on?
Well, I wasn't flying again because wind shear. Now, for those of
Dumb.
you who are not involved in aviation, wind shear is basically when the wind will all of a sudden blow like down instead of across.
Is that a bad
And-
thing when you're flying like a milk crate?
Small
with
lightweight plane,
wings? Yeah,
right?
exactly.
Pretty much.
It's a bad thing in a 707.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So my instructor was up, the hour before we were supposed to go out, and in a Cessna 172, and he says they dropped 500 feet in 2 seconds at one point. So he said,
Probably a problem.
yeah, and also they had 50 knot winds at 3,000 feet, which when you're flying a plane that is capable of flying 50 knots, I mean, it'll go faster than that, but it's actually capable of maintaining loft at 50 knots. We could basically just
It's a helicopter.
Not go
Yeah.
forward.
just stay there. Yep, look at that. Yep. Did a great job.
Airspeed 50, ground speed 0.
0, right? Especially because we were going to be practicing some slow flying, so that wasn't going to work out very well. So anyway, we did not fly, but did all kinds of paperwork and things to get ready for flying when we can, which is not this weekend because of weather, but hopefully the weekend after.
We
Fix stuff at the local library. Isn't that nice? Community service. Chrissy will tell us more about that.
sure.
I mostly fixed a neighbor's car because they're a nice older couple that live next door to us with their daughter too. And it was 8 o'clock at night. Someone knocks on the door. I'm like, well, that's strange, but we'll see who it is. And it was our Gloria next door. Her 2011 CRV wouldn't make it up the hill. She had walked up the hill because she didn't have her phone, and her husband wasn't home either. And he's recovering from leukemia.
Oh, good.
So she's like, can you help me out? I was like, yeah, sure. So, grab the caddy and a tow strap, and I went down there. It'll start, but wouldn't idle, wouldn't run,
And we
just
live on a
chug,
hill,
chug,
so it's
chug. Right.
not getting up the hill.
Right. So caddy towed it up the hill. We backed it into the driveway thanks to gravity, checked some things. It was misfiring. It would barely run at all. It would move a couple inches. That's the extent of how much it would run. No obvious problems with the ignition. Coils look good. Plugs look good. Fine there. So
No codes, I'm
that's it.
assuming.
What?
No codes.
Codes.
Oh yeah, codes for all of the misfires.
Okay.
Codes
all
everywhere.
the misfires.
Just had every
Codes
code.
everywhere. Right. So check engine light flashing, all that stuff. So I said, well, it seems to me like a fuel pump because it'll kind of go and then it kind of and then not. So, and it doesn't appear to be ignition. Again, this is a modern CRV. It's coil on plug. Like, how many things could it be? So, ordered a new fuel pump up and got that in, and it was better. Like, it runs, it drives, but then if you get a little, I got like a couple blocks away, and then boom, started to run poorly again.
Oh.
Strange, right? So then I'm looking at other things, poking around, and I said, well, let me try unplugging the mass airflow sensor. And I did. Car drives great. It rev limits itself to 3,000 RPM, but with the mass airflow unplugged, it goes to an alternate map, drives great. So we ordered another one of those. It'll be here tomorrow. So install that, and knock on wood, that actually finishes fixing the car. I think it was two separate things, because once the fuel pump was in, car will idle fine, drive pretty well, but it still has this weird occasional misfire issue and things. But so let's see what happens with the mass airflow.
Yep.
Well, we did full pump.
Yeah.
Also, this took a couple days. So fortunately they have two cars, but now they're down to one. And we were like, let's hope this fixes, because it's a couple days till we get the part.
Yeah.
And then we put it in, and it doesn't. And there's another couple days to get the
They
next
don't
part.
go two different places
mentioned-
that often. So.
No, not so much.
You've mentioned this is I don't want to say tolerant folks, but they have visibly laughed at some of the antics that have shown up in your driveway. They're
Oh yeah.
More
I would
than
say
that. Yes.
supportive.
They are
Completely
neighbors.
supportive.
They are-
Yes.
Yes.
They are wonderful neighbors. You know how you move somewhere, you always like, I hope our neighbors are all right. Yeah, we totally lucked out.
I
Really
mean,
nice
these are
people.
like beyond like we're friends. That's
Yeah.
how great these people
That
are.
is-
Yes.
That is
Yep.
fantastic.
When we saved the car, they brought over bags of like, they found me gluten-free Oreos. Yes. But they gave us like all kinds of snacks and gave the cat treats, and like, yeah, no, they're fantastic. Really, really good neighbors.
Good.
Totally.
Okay. Moving on.
What else? So remember this update and the welder saga. Broker Eastwood welder. So Chrissy brought it in there
Eastwood
a week.
TIG welder.
Yes, almost 2 weeks ago. Brought it in after I had talked to Eastwood tech support, and they're like, I don't know. So I get a call on Tuesday afternoon from the guy who runs the local Eastwood store saying, "Hi, yeah, so your welder is non-repairable."
No.
And they didn't say anything. I said,
It's
all right, well,
literally brand new.
I said, okay, well, I got you.
What?
We all know I'm out of warranty by time, but this is like a car that's 4 years old with 3,000 miles on it that just blew the motor. To say that I'm disappointed that I have an $1,100 brick now is putting it mildly. So looking for some kind of goodwill here. What can
And
you
of course,
do? I have
you
a whole
are
variety of
just
Eastwood
like
products. Yes, I have a lot of Eastwood products. I speak highly of your products.
Look
I
me
would
up.
like for that to continue.
I have a podcast.
I didn't
We didn't
say
go
that.
there. We didn't go there yet.
Hundreds.
Hold on.
Yeah.
Hold on.
Didn't get there. So I said, can you talk to your boss? Because everyone has a boss. See what you guys can do. I would appreciate that.
Hangs up the phone. I get home. He's flipping freaking tables.
Yeah.
He is so pissed.
I am.
You're so
Because it shouldn't break.
pissed. Oh my
It
gosh.
shouldn't
Okay.
break. I did 4 inches of aluminum welding. 4 inches. That's it. Right.
Okay,
Something's
so-
obviously wrong. Anyway, today the guy calls me back, says he was able to find one, because this is one they don't make anymore. They upgraded to an LCD screen model of the digital. Anyway, a different store has one. He is able to provide that for me for what their normal repair cost is, $106, whatever it needs. So he's going to give me
Right.
another welder
He said,
for $106.
pay the
I thanked him
freaking
very much for
dollars.
going to bat for me and getting this done. That was very nice. So I will say, faith in Eastwood mostly restored. I will still hesitate slightly at buying another electronic product from Eastwood, but they did stand behind this particular instance. So there we go.
Well, and
All right,
we've
rock
had
on,
really
Eastwood.
good
Give us a
luck
call.
with their MIG welders.
The MIGs have been fine, but
yeah.
those are simpler. This is a much more complicated piece with all kinds of stuff
obviously,
going
yeah.
on a digital TIG with inverters and all that crap. So
When we literally did nothing but use it a little bit. It's on its own circuit. It's on its own plug. It's just, there's no reason for any of this. And they don't even tell you what the damn light was for. Ugh,
Yeah.
Don't get me started. The fact that they did this helps a lot. We're a little bit better.
I'll say that. Imagine, we've all spent time around, welding shops. It's like a feed store for people that, build stuff. No, it is. You just go in there and you just chat and talk with people. And I imagine their welding or repair staff is probably really annoyed. They're probably all like, the hell, what's this light for? Don't even know what it's for. Why won't you tell me what's wrong with
no,
it?
they did know it was for overload. They did know that, but but
that's just, yeah.
That's
I mean,
my
we've all
question.
seen Chris's Legos from when he was a kid and the original boxes with the instructions. There's no way Chris broke the welder.
Yeah, did they give you like a reason it broke?
No, not yet.
No,
I'm going to ask that when we pick up the new one. Because the guy, he said he didn't have the paperwork in front of him, which I believe him. He's a guy, I've seen this guy
Yeah,
runs
yeah,
around the store. So, but I would like to ask, like, what really happened here? Like, why
Yeah, help me
did
out.
this?
like, is
why
this
did this
lemon
go from
that we've owned it
new
for?
to brick in 4 seconds?
Well, not 4 seconds. You used it as another welder, so you did
Yeah.
use the welder, just not
Sure.
with front
But
loom.
you
I only
mixed
used
with
the
it, yeah.
AC for 4 seconds, and in 4 seconds of AC, fried.
Okay. Welder a little bit better. We don't have it yet. Well, more on that story. Okay. So I I'm not sure everybody knows I have been on the library board for a while. I'm actually the board chair at the moment. Also I have a husband
Wait,
who's
I
very
didn't know you were the board chair.
I am the board
now.
chair.
Yeah,
Yeah.
board
Fantastic.
chair, yeah.
Congrats.
It's lovely. Really, really great. No, it's not. I have more drama that I have to deal with now.
Do you know who I am?
You know who I am? I am my local library's board chair.
I'm
So
betting everybody that uses that library is really happy you're the chair.
what,
They don't know.
debatable. Then, yeah, right. They don't know also.
It's all politics.
It is so much politics. Anyway, libraries, as you can imagine, don't have much of a budget. No money. We have no money is really what it comes down to. And so we have things that need to be done. I also have a library director who is pregnant. A bunch of girls, just they're college student girls that sit at the front desk, and none of them can install some security cameras. But I have a handy husband, so I say we're going to the library. So we replaced a whole bunch of lights. We've installed some cameras. What else do we do? Installed lights, we looked at a toilet. So things like that we just walked around, bought some parts. So we did that on Saturday. It was great. And it was cold out anyway here, so we didn't really mind. We were inside most of the time. I did a little bit of studying. My youngest sister's birthday. We had a birthday party over the weekend. Yeah, other than that, all good. Jeff, what do you got going on?
It got a little warm here on this side of the Delaware River, so I got a little bit of work done, but not a crazy amount, because family things. But I got the clutch and the transmission all set up on the 4.8 liter LS that's going into the RX-7. I cleaned up the motor mounts like in the car, and I literally installed like the swap mounts like 4 times. Like I put them in and I went, no, that's not right, and I flipped them over and I put them in again, and I was like, nah, that don't look right. Other look better on the other side. And then I was like, maybe that one goes. Like 4 times I moved the mounts back and forth trying to figure out how they work. And I'm not sure I have them in right, but then it got dark. So that's really all I got done, which I don't know. We'll figure it out. More to come soon. It is going to be Vegas levels of warm tomorrow. And
You mean
I'm
it's going
not
to
feeling
snow?
well.
Snowpocalypse?
I might have to call out tomorrow with a case of race car.
It's going to be sunny and 70 here. It's going to
You
Yeah,
do
it's
know
gonna be
some of your students listen to this show, right?
It doesn't
Not
matter.
tomorrow. Not by
Oh.
tomorrow.
No, no,
Also,
I'm gonna tell my boss. I'm gonna be like, "Yo, boss, I'm not coming in
it's also supposed to be really cold again this weekend.
on
so,
Saturday. It's gonna
right,
be freaking crazy,
just freaking
so,
cold.
yeah.
So yeah, do it
So,
now.
my wife is away in the world of Gatorland, Donnieville of Orlando, Florida, with her best friend visiting her daughter who is on the Disney internship. So I've also been plagued with Josh Uber service and will continue through the weekend. So no matter what the weather is, if I don't sketch out of work, I'm not getting any work done this week. So whatever. We'll figure it out.
Cool.
Chrissy, would you like to announce the next section?
Usually do it, so that's why. I figured-
But I've got the first story, so I don't.
Fine, go.
It's news and notes time. I think Chrissy's microphone clipped. I'm not sure.
Mhm.
Hey, everybody knows iRacing. Everybody knows Forza. Everybody's got their sim setup, but the OG racing simulation isn't done yet. Gran Turismo, if you have the PlayStation 5, it takes them 27 years to write the game. Comes out every now and then, like when the moon is blue and all the planets align. Yes, but it is the game that introduced the world to accurate driving physics emulation back in 1997, taking sim racers into real racing and piloted a real Nissan GTR around a track with a remote control at one point. Everyone knows that they've worked with Ladder Series and the whole 9 yards. But anyway, they have a new trick. Tim Marvin at Mashable.com tells us Gran Turismo 7 will let you race against an honest-to-goodness real AI, not like some old AI, like a current AI. Sony is calling it GT Sophie, I'm guessing, Sophy, Sophie. And Tim Marvin says he believes it's going to be nearly impossible for the average racer to beat it head-to-head. How? Well, this is real AI, like I mentioned. An honest-to-goodness peer-reviewed study published by Nature. That's like an actual academic whatever they call
Journal.
that. Journal. Yeah, it's a journal. Sophie beat 4 out of the world's best Gran Turismo drivers, and since then, because it continues to learn, has only gotten better. Wow. Don't fret, that was on the hardest settings and head-to-head in comparable cars. Obviously, you can dominate the AI and pretend you're hot schnites, because the most Gran Turismo way possible. Drive a fully modified car in a beginner race, and the parameters will stay down at the car's actual physics, and the AI will drive at the level that it assumes you will be in a beginner race. So I guess there's that, right?
It's like beating a 6-year-old at dodgeball.
right.
Take that.
Sad.
Yeah.
Oh,
So there's
all
that.
right.
That's a story in Mashable. It does have a link in the Mashable story to the Nature journal, but because it is an academic journal, you need a password unless you go through the Mashable article. Then it allows you in. So I'm only going to post the Mashable link, but you can get to the journal from there. And if you're an academic nerd, Donnie, if you're listening, you will love to see this. There's charts and numbers and graphs and things. Check it out.
All right. Are you done? So whoever's typing. Yes. Okay. Ancient air-cooled VWs once had an option for a clutchless manual called the automatic stick shift, which is confusing. Also known as the auto stick. I can't say from experience, but I bet my co-hosts say it was awful. The Peter Holdreth at the drive tells us that the endangered shift your own transmission might get a life extension from Hyundai. Called the Intelligent Manual Transmission, or IMT. It is essentially a regular 6-speed manual transmission minus the clutch pedal. Disengagement and engagement will be automated, and you are about to grab another gear using the described as an intention sensor in the shift lever, which in turn tells the transmission control to hydraulically manipulate the clutch for you. The future is here, it just doesn't have a clutch pedal. Sounds lame.
That's interesting. So like the Italians have been doing the automated, wet clutch, paddle
flappy
shifters. I don't want to call them flappy paddles because then people think about the crappy ones. There are good ones now, and Hyundai has a good one. Supposedly, the Volkswagen's one is excellent. The Porsche one is
PDK
excellent. PDK
we've all used those in
amazing.
the Porsches. They're quite good.
Yeah. So this is just moving basically a PDK to the floor,
but with a lever
instead of a flappy paddle. Okay, I'm down.
And I think what's interesting about it, if you've got an intention center, much like the PDK and the VW and Ferrari stuff, it knows the difference between you loping around in traffic and then getting on it. Oh, I think it's cool.
Yeah, I'm do it. Do it.
Yeah, I was sold on the PDK the first time it did a double downshift in a hard braking zone for me. I'm like, yeah, that's actually exactly what I need. Thank you. That's perfect.
I have become quite addicted to the rev matching that my Hyundai does. Like I'm like, this should be on every stick on the planet.
Yeah.
Cool.
Right. We talked about the electric Meyers Manx dune buggy, but the company is now offering also a modernized, easy to build version of the original dune buggy kit. The original Meyers Manx has been copied and emulated, but this is an opportunity to, quote, build and drive an authentic legend. Matt Poski over at The Truth About Cars tells us about the Meyers Manx Remastered. It's still an affordable fiberglass kit that you put on a shortened, air-cooled VW pan, and it's about $6,000, but now it leverages and claims that the decades of advancement in modern production techniques like 3D scanning, digital design tools, CNC technology to create, again, quote, the most precise self-assembly set to date. You also have an option for a locking truck, not available on the first one, and a hella sweet selection of metal flake paint jobs. A link to the story and the Meyers Inc. website is in our show notes.
That's fantastic. I think we that please.
Problem
Seriously.
becomes,
Anyway,
it's hard to get where do you get a beetle pan that's not just rotted away or has something decent on it? That's the problem. I don't know. You have them? Okay.
No, in Vegas, I
Vegas.
think is what he's
Yeah,
saying.
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mexico. Bring in a Mexican beetle.
It's true.
Right?
See,
When they build them to
See.
84 or something like that?
I think, I want to say 88, and I almost bet we get corrected with our
And,
listener
the
feedback.
the van they kept building beyond that. It's like almost
Sure.
like 2000, I think. So
Mhm.
Well, don't worry about the van. Don't worry about your Meyers Manx. What you need is a race car. And if you want a single seat race car and you want it cheap, how about this? Mental. Hit the link I put in because it's a little different than the link you put in and give that a share. This is a 1998 KBS 8.5 F500 Formula race car. This is a true single seat, open wheel, no excuse race car. It is in upstate New York. It's ready for autocross or road racing. Needs a little bit of body work, but no big deal. He'll sell you the body. He's got a new body if you want it. Comes with a Rotax 494 Rave motor. Not sure if that's a good one or not, but it's got new tires and a new transmission, which if you don't speak F500, that is a clutchless CV kind of deal. It's only $8,000 or $6,000, excuse me, $6,000. I mistyped that. Mental had picked one that was $3,500 and needed some motor work, but man, that sucker sold. It was not available tonight.
Wow,
So,
really?
yeah,
Okay.
yeah, here's
Well,
the
see,
deal,
that's
people.
That's how quick good deals go on Racing Junk.
That's right. Racing
Maybe.
Junk is not screwing around. They are selling cars left and right. This is the cheapest way to do a single seat formula car and get into all of your SCCA / NASA races, the F500. It's really practical. These things run forever. The guy says he's 6'2" and 195 pounds, and he still has room he has to pull the seat in like 2 inches for his legs. So get it. Go to racingjunk.com. Pro membership is only $25 a year. If you use the code POD23, that's half the price. So you get a half size little formula car and get a Racing Junk subscription for only half the price.
Heck, you get the Racing Junk subscription and not even buy the race car because it's probably going to sell really, really quickly. There's given our percentages on low under $10,000 cars, there's a strong possibility someone who's listening right now is going to buy this thing.
Or no.
Yeah.
Look, there's no contracts. You can cancel anytime. Make us look good. Use the code POD23. 5 ads, 50 photos. You get to see who's watching your item. You have a dashboard. And here's the best part. You can get the early access to the listings. So if you don't want to get sniped for the next time an F500 shows up, pay the $25, get the early access. What else do I need to say? Go check it out. Do some
Fantastic.
Scroll around, see the cool stuff they got. Racingjunk.com.
I want to provide an update to the information we just provided about air-cooled Volkswagens. The Type 1 Beetle was produced in Mexico until 2003.
Whoa.
In air-cooled
Thank you,
form.
fine
Yep.
sir.
The
Wow.
Type 2 bay, the van, which originally was split window and later became the bay window. So let's consider those basically the same. The air-cooled Type 2 was made in Brazil all the way until 2005, and then it became water-cooled until 2013 using the same basic body and design.
That's pretty fantastic. Upcoming races. Luckily, my son's away. He makes fun of me when I do that. Fresh off the season opener, Lucky Dog is kicking off the Carolina Cup at CMP for their Every Dog Has Its Day. Are you ready for this? 47 cars, 11 BMWs, 7 Miatas, 3 Hondas, including an 88 CRX GT. Chris,
There's no such thing.
what the hell is a CRX GT?
It's what it says on the thing.
There's no such thing as a CRX GT.
There's also
Who
probably,
knows?
yes, that's what I know.
Oh boy. 3 Porsches, an 01 Stratus, a 96 Crown Vicky, only one Merkur XR4 Ti. Is there anybody around the table who will bet me $10 against Darren against the entire field?
What, pro Darren? Yeah. I'll say.
No, I'm
Yeah.
taking Darren. You get the rest of the field.
Oh,
No.
$10 head up. No,
No,
No.
way.
no.
This is the thing about Lucky Dog. Darren's got 3 of those really cool Rebellion watches because Lucky Dog gives that kind of stuff out.
And he won't let me have one.
also, this field really looks normal. It was a nice list of cars that were just normal. And when I was trying to look through the list of funky cars, it was just kind of like, there's BMWs, there's Miatas, there's, a couple Hondas. Like, it was just nothing. Yeah, there was I don't know. It was just, it's not like AER and some of the other ones that are just, pro type,
Crazy
Oh,
machine.
there's an
like,
M235i.
right. Like, and
Yeah.
people are just like, we don't
C6.
even know what that is. And so they
97
just-
cars, 94 BMWs, 3 Porsches, and some guy who misread the entry form.
and
Yeah.
right.
much.
And yes. So it looks like, so he probably has a pretty good chance to winning. So don't forget, East Coasters, we're talking to you. Lucky Dog has the Southern Cup. This 3-event points championship will be held at the newly paved popular CMP, February 25th, 26th on Atlanta Motorsports Park, AMP, hosted by Discovery Parts on May 20th to 21st, and returning back to CMP for the grand finale, hosted by Lifeline USA on September 23rd and 24th. And that is where the Southern Endurance Cup champion top dogs will be crowned. Do they give you the watches that day?
I don't know. I think Darren said that they get mailed to them at a later date.
Either way,
because,
you still get crowned.
When I see him, he's like, "Well, I got one, but I'm waiting on the." But that was like a year ago. I don't know.
Okay.
I said,
Oh, good.
"Did you bring it with you?" No, I didn't bring it to the race. You suck.
Well, because then you'd find a way to weasel it out of his wrist when
I
he's
might.
drunk or
I
something.
might.
Okay.
Anyway.
Race it results. Is that better?
Yes,
That's
it didn't cut out that time.
Well, then I can't yell. It's boring.
Okay. So winner on laps, winner on IOE, excuse me, much more important. The Scooby Doobies and a Firebird. Halloween
That's
meets
that
gasoline.
green danged old Camaro. I love that team. They are a group of really fascinating people.
Oh,
They
the
showed
one that
up.
looks like it's hit everything but the lottery
Yes.
already.
And
Okay.
yeah, because it was an old dirt track car. And
Yeah.
I
was
remember
frightened by that car when I was
you
going
should
here.
be. You need a tetanus shot. But the first time he came, he was the team, they had never run lemons before, and they were very kind of guarded. And they got into a lot of trouble, and we ended up having to park them for a while and that kind of stuff. And then all of a sudden on Sunday, their entire attitude changed. And I talked to him. I'm friends with him. They're really, really good people. And he's like, I've been racing dirt track and motocross and all kinds of stuff. And he goes, and that night in the paddock between the two races, no one is your friend. No one helps you out. No one walks by and offers you food or tools or parts. He had never, and he's our age. He had never seen that. And just that one night in a Lemons paddock was enough to completely turn their attitude around. And they have been aggressive Lemons folks. They do rallies, and they're just great to have around. And I'm so happy that they got there.
Excellent. HMG went to the Stanford Highly Incompetent Team of Racing in a Honda Accord.
It's
And
such a
any
pretty
idea what
car.
their
That
theme
is a
was?
gorgeous car. It's
Good acronym.
They had an art the last year when it showed up. They had the art department paint it, and it's beautiful.
All right.
Okay. Heroic Fix was Cabernet in a Volkswagen Cabrio,
It's
which
cute.
no
I like it.
surprise
Good
there.
name, good
I
name.
like
Yep.
it. Yep.
I got screwed. Went to Bratwurst Racing and another Volkswagen. I'm seeing a trend.
Let's talk about that for a moment, everyone. If you want your car to break a lot and get the heroic fix, or the I got screwed because you didn't get it fixed, Volkswagen,
or to burn down your garage so you get screwed out of the I got screwed,
whatever,
because you weren't at the trophy ceremony because your Volkswagen tried to kill you and your family.
Good story.
Maybe not a Volkswagen, people. That's a dumb idea. Flash forward. That's a. We're going to talk about that later. Go on, everybody. I'm sorry.
The Yokohama Road Mangler Cup went to Prince and the new power generation in a actually very pretty purple Mazda Miata. They are listeners and we follow each other on the gram. It's a fun looking little car. Judge's choice was hit and run racing in it's a Mazda Miata, but that's not like that's a trend or anything like there. And then the organizer's choice was Tired Iron Racing, who, they were in a Mazda Miata, but I don't want you to think that any of that was biased.
Wow. Well, somebody likes Volkswagen, and we'll have some more coming. But winners, Class C is junk runners in a Ford Ranger. Class B went to our fabulous friends. Sorry for party in the Porsche Champagne Showers 944. They battled with the 101 car, which was faster, but didn't have the 3.5 hours of fuel. I think they ran out of gas in the last laps, had enough to lead it. Lots of drama for that team. Good and bad, but
and if you go to our Facebook page, you will see the recent Lemons World video on Sorry for Party Racing. Everyone on this screen is featured in that video because
solid. The overall, and damn it, why do you screw this up? We bagged on Volkswagens. We said how terrible they were, but the overall actually went to a Corrado, a Volkswagen. Really?
There's only one Corrado. It's Jay St. Clair. It's always Jay St. Clair.
Oh boy.
And this is the third time that car's won overall. It's well built, well driven, well supported.
Yeah, let's quickly talk about it. I'm not going to get into too many details, but the WAP, the wet ass Pontiac,
pour some out for the
Solstice,
mighty former Penis Mobile, both coasts. That car had quite a life.
Was involved in a very heavy wreck. It ended up red flagging. It's done. I don't know how the other cars did. Everybody seems to be fine. Dean, our boy, the oldest Sorry for Party Racing, he's the guy who looks like everybody's dad in the paddock. He's probably as old as I am, but
right,
he just
usually
doesn't
wearing a
fit in with the
bathrobe.
rest.
Yep.
Yeah. He was behind the wheel. He is the owner and head prepper of the 944, but was behind the wheel of the Solstice when, man, 4 cars don't fit in that 3-car spot, and blammo into the wall. Everybody's fine. Good. We've gotten good reviews on our cage building twice now, so I guess that's good. Because
for people that don't know, we built that car the first time and raced it once, and then COVID happened and it made its way west because Tim was going that way.
Well, we didn't really own it, so it was always Matt's car.
Matt bought it, cage and built it.
We lost your mic there, Chris.
Yep. Sorry. How about that?
Okay, there.
Yeah. We put a cage in it, built it, raced it once. We were going to race it a couple more times while we were waiting for the Z to be done. Yep. And,
how'd that go?
Yeah, great. We know we're good.
Yeah.
We're good cage builders.
We've got 2 cages that have been tested, unfortunately, but both have passed with flying colors.
So if you've got a cage that Chris, Jeff, and Chrissy helped you build, don't need to test it.
Please
don't test it.
Yeah, just don't.
We are batting 1,000 and would love to just keep it exactly. We've got the perfect test sample. We don't need any more at all. None.
Thank you.
And just another quick shout out for the Lemons World video of Sorry for Party Racing. There are some great shots of the wonderful Pontiac Solstice, including Chris driving the Suburban onto the corner to straighten it out and jumping on the hood, which actually appears in our intro video.
Both of those are in our intro. Yeah.
Oh, well.
Fantastic.
Oh, well.
Oh, and all the race CSI people, cut it out.
Right.
You're not going to figure it out.
Nope.
Listener feedback time.
Our last episode was with awesome Concours head gasket Alan Gilbreth.
Let me just say real quick here.
Yeah.
Alan, Alan. For some reason, I posted as Dave for like a hot minute. I apologize, Alan. I know your first name. I did it right everywhere else, and I screwed it up on the YouTube cover
picture?
shot.
Oh, what
Yeah,
the
just
heck?
Just one goat.
God, just one.
Oh, what the heck?
Alan.
Anyway.
Okay, go ahead.
Apologize. Go on.
So we were discussing the various wonders of the event. Patrick L asked, how did you miss the Gucci AMC Sportabout? It's got all the things.
No idea.
AMC, station wagon, and Gucci.
It is amazing. I had seen it before, and I think that whoever it was, Patrick posted a picture of it. It's amazing.
I had never heard
I did
of
not know
such
about
a
this.
wondrous creation, and I am now on a quest. The downside is I probably live in the part of the country that you only have a hope of finding one of these, and the very thing that would
We
protect
certainly
a
don't.
Gucci AMC would also destroy the most valuable part,
Oh.
which would be the interior.
Yeah, that
And this
interior is spectacular.
Oh
it is
no,
so
that
good.
that logo. Woo!
Yeah, I
Even the
know, right?
Gucci logo and it's like a leather purse in there on that door card.
Right? Link in our notes. This is bad podcasting. Let's go.
This is amazing. Alan also mentioned the Pinot Panagira. Is that how you say it? I don't remember.
Who knows?
Mike H is leave it up to y'all pod listeners to correct anything that's going on here.
Right,
He
right.
took the time to email us that, quote, got around to listening to last week's episode. It was a hoot. Of course, Alan Galbraith is always a treat, but I believe he has forgotten there was, in fact, a Pinto Pangra at the very first Concours de Le Mans
Wow.
in 2009. He even included a picture
Wow.
of that
Wow.
black beauty on the
Mike
concourse.
H has nothing else to do.
Yes.
Just kidding. I'm
What a
so,
race, but
So,
no,
hey,
that's amazing.
yeah.
he even emailed us again today to let us know he might know where an enterprising team could get one of those pop-up headlight front clips for a Pinto.
Awesome.
Wow.
I was kidding. That was
great.
not it was not a nice thing to say about you, Mike H. I'm sorry. We also had a lot of conversation about future classics on the Facebooks. DJ914 had a list. Suzuki Vitara, right? Cadillac Alante with the North Star, and that is a car that is worth 1% of the original cost.
I think it's been
Isuzu
done before, I think. Right?
Impulse,
Yeah.
Lotus
Not in a
Edition.
concourse. It's been done in a race
Yeah.
by Corey.
Isuzu Impulse Lotus Edition,
That's a great car.
VW Routan.
Rutan.
Rutan.
The SEL with the better motor and Bilstein shocks are the Renault Alliance and Encore, and the Subaru Justy. It's a pretty good list.
Good choices.
All good lists. Yeah.
Yep. On YouTube, Andrew S. commented, was laughing so hard when Chrissy mentioned bringing out the S&M gear to dominate the rollback. I should have pulled the car over. Your take on that? Your take on that Stupor Coupe comment made my day.
Oh, thank you.
Moot Point Racing thanked us for the shout out and wanted to make sure Jeff knows that their awesome garage also has a shower.
Yeah, that's too much. Sauce.
Jeff would never leave.
Then I wouldn't leave. I wouldn't have to leave. Al told us about his two-door Explorer that he bought for $800 on Craigslist. Quote, I love that thing. I originally got it to get me through one winter, but ended up putting on another 70,000 miles on it over the next 5 years. Every year I'd have to make some janky rust repair with tiger hair and spray foam. Try the Oodles and Noodles. If you haven't seen the Oodles and Noodles, anyway, just to get it to pass PA state inspection. Finally had to junk it when the oil pan rusted through and it created a small biohazard on the street in front of his house. You'd think oil pans would be self-preserving, but not on 90 Fords, I guess. And do y'all remember that my oil pan rusted through on my Mazda 3?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Happened to my 86 CRX too. It's like, you'd think that wouldn't happen, but it does.
Does.
Nope.
Especially if they get a dent in it. So,
Pretty much.
hey, you know who never dents their oil pan?
I was going to say,
Gosh.
do you know who's self-preserving? And I'm convinced it's the cookies.
Sure. I don't
You
even
know
think she eats her own cookies. What?
You know who knows how to do stuff with oodles and noodles that isn't fixed rust repair?
Maybe.
It's Chrissy's mom. Hi,
It's my
Chrissy's
mom. Hi, Mom. All right. It's been
Oh, boy.
time.
Who's going to intro this?
I don't know.
It was
All
Mental's
right.
idea.
It was Mental's
right?
idea.
Why? And I said, you know what? I'm just going to throw this out there as a spitball and we'll brainstorm off of that. And my all smarter than me co-host went, great idea. We'll do that. So
Got it.
who is the dumbest of us? And you can decide. We know it's me, but hear us all out. So we came up with this. It's, you know, several of you have been to Lemon's Paddocks or other Champ Paddocks or the restaurants, whatever. And sometimes there's a bit of drinking and some drinking inspired brainstorming that goes on. And we, over the years, have both sober and modified, come up with some, we think, great ideas, and then some really, really dumb ideas for builds, for themes, and that sort of things. We're going to go through what we all remember is our dumbest, executed or not executed. And by throwing this out there, these are yours. If you can beat us to the punch on this, please do, because if you're listening to this show, there's a good chance you could probably do it really, really well, and we would all love it. It would be hysterical. Before we get into that, so we broken it down into what we call dumb or brilliant builds. You decide, brilliant or dumb themes, and then just some other dumb or brilliant stuff. We are going to go down a few rabbit holes. So come with us on this journey of insanity, if you will. Let's talk about, and I know we were trying to talk about ideas, but Chris's response to the dumb builds is both illuminating and honest. It's so great. I love it.
And this is also continuing our ethos of learn from our mistakes. We've made plenty. You can either make them even worse or don't do these at all. So on the dumb builds idea, mine was something I actually did. It was that I had the hubris to think that I could get a heavily turboed Honda to last more than 3 endurance races. I was able to make the heavily turboed Honda. I did it really cheap and lemony, and it was amazing for
And
2.5 races at a time, right? Every single time, it was amazing for 2.5 races. It was so fast. It was fun. It was light. It was balanced. It got great fuel economy for how fast it was, and then it would blow up.
Debatable on the fuel economy.
Well,
It was good.
It was good. It was like
good.
It was like 6.5 an hour for a car that was
bad.
pointy end fast. That's good.
Yeah.
I feel like
K
there
is
was
better.
some insanity there because we literally did it over and over again. And we expected the same. We expected a different result.
Every time I changed something, it wasn't exactly the same.
Oh, you got the dice out.
Pretty much.
Well,
I got the
dice.
Each time
I
he did it,
improved things.
he did
every
it
time.
harder.
So does Bruce when he
Yeah.
messes
Do
with
it
his
more.
cars.
Do it more gooder.
I did it more gooder. At first, it was slap the turbo on that old motor that has 30,000 miles on it and go. And we did. And that was like, well, that blew up. Oh, well, that one should have blown up.
That generated a lot of heat, not a lot of horsepower. It was more like
Yep.
what it did.
Well, then eventually we put it back on that motor with an air cooler and an oil cooler and all the stuff that it needed, and it was better. And then it blew up that motor. We said, that's fine. That motor didn't know us anything.
We
we
wasted
put
so
another
much
motor
time
together.
that summer. That
Oh,
that
yeah.
whole
I
year
ported
was
all those
so
cylinder heads.
wasted.
I
That
built
was
all those-
really the
Oh.
problem. It was the amount of labor hours.
Yeah.
Huge.
Yeah.
Each one
Horsepower
of those
was
cylinder heads, the first
impossible.
one took me like 40 hours. The third one, I was down to 20. But
If
yeah.
I'm not mistaken, though, there was a conversation with the piston manufacturer, and you had custom pistons made because I think I
Yeah.
helped. I think I helped assemble that motor.
Yeah.
That was
Yeah.
the
Oh, which
most
one is that?
disappointing-
Oh,
the most
which one?
disappointing blow up ever. The one that went on the dyno and just kind of went.
Yeah, that's exactly.
oh, there was
what
that
happened.
one. That was that too.
It didn't even do anything exciting. It just went, nah, I'm just not running right.
I'm not
Suddenly.
interested.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that is
And
that
that's
is
well, that's when
dumb.
that was the third round. And I said, no more. We're done. And we went, okay. Didn't look back.
Right.
Yeah.
Took us a long time to get there though.
It was so good when it worked though. Like it was so good. Remember coming up over the hill with Thompson, you say turbo power and you just pass everybody.
I mean,
Right.
yes, but then
I remember it because we do it now with the K.
Yeah,
Sure. And we
sure.
don't think how unreliable it is. And like, does that sound bad? I think that sounds bad,
But
right?
it handled better then because it weighed less.
I also remember
And
all the boost cut.
Yeah, well, that's because I was at the ragged edge of how much boost I could possibly shove down this thing's throat and make
All of
make
these things are so
freak out.
wrong.
Yeah.
Oh,
I'll say
10
the-
pounds
the-
of boost.
I would.
Nope.
I don't think I ever got a chance to drive any of the turbo Hondas. What was the noise level compared to the K to the turbo?
Oh, it's quieter,
It's
but
quiet.
cooler.
Yeah, quiet.
okay.
Yeah,
Much
You
cooler.
didn't drive it, or is that when you were working away? How did you not drive it? It was at least a year.
Yeah, I think it was. Yeah,
I think you were
when I was
away.
down in
You
working
must
in
have
New
been.
Orleans. Yeah,
Yeah.
I didn't get to do much.
I have a
It used
follow-up
to do
question.
fun
Okay.
blow off valve noises. So you come up next to somebody and pop off and blow off valve and like right at
in
them,
their
and
ear. Right in their ear.
they would notice.
It was still loud.
I have a follow-up question because this is the dumb section. And tonight we're talking about the
It's
dumb
all
things.
dumb.
This is all
This
dumb.
is all the
All
dumb
Dumb
things.
ideas.
Bad
dumb ideas.
idea.
This is the dumb section. Got it. Okay.
So some of it was hubris and some of it was self-inflicted. Will you admit to the people, I think I know what it is, what the dumbest error was that caused the demise of one of the motors?
Well, one of them is apparently I cracked a piston ring when putting it in. And that's what led to the demise of the third
Wasn't
one.
there a time that you forgot a shim?
No, the head pin.
That one. That was a
Yeah,
different.
that's
that was
the one
only
I
a
was
head.
thinking.
That was only a head gasket problem. Yeah, I didn't put the dowel pins in the head.
That's
between the head
it.
and the
Yeah.
block.
Why
Yeah,
is his
that
head
was a-
moving around?
That was
Well,
a thing.
It wasn't
Why is
like,
his
wasn't
head
obviously
shifting? Why is the
right. And it took
gasket
Manny
blowing?
Mhm.
and both of us like looking at the head was off. We're looking at everything. Like, well, why is it doing this? What is
That
wrong?
was
And
on
Manny finally
Thursday,
looked and
wasn't
said,
it?
"You know, this is
Friday.
It's Friday night, maybe
Yeah.
Saturday night." Manny finally looks and says, "There's no dowel pin. Where's your dowel pin?" I said, "Oh, dowel pin."
Well, because
I'm never
sometimes it's in the
forget that
block and
again.
sometimes it's in the head. So you'd have to.
Yeah.
have
He
like-
knows where it
like,
is.
You look at the block and you're like, you just assume that the pin's in the head. You look at the head, you assume the pin's in the block. So
How about the time the wiring was wrong and you looked at we couldn't bring the car anywhere and you wanted to smack your head against the wall because you couldn't get the car to
with
run.
the K swap. That was because
Was that the K? I couldn't
it was
remember
the
which
K.
car.
That was the
Installed on
one,
the K.
one black with yellow stripe power wire is switched only in position 2, where the other black and yellow power wire was switched in positions 2 and 3.
No, see, that's just bad design. That's not your fault.
Honda, what are you
I put
doing there?
black and yellow switch power. Yeah, sure, got that in, no problem. But
Oh,
on
boy.
the other black and yellow wire car one's great.
No.
Got it.
Give me a second here. I had to update
Yeah.
my sheet because I didn't realize we were talking about like actual possible things. Let me see here. Real Model T. I guess I got to get rid of that here.
Yeah.
All right. Here's my.
Been done well.
No. That was not a real Model T. That was a.
It had real Model T parts on it.
Yeah.
No, I
Some.
mean big wheel, like wooden spoked, hand controlled, advance throttle on this side. That's what I want.
I can
someone to
hear
race.
John Pagel from here going, no.
Yeah, but Eric would let it on the rally though.
Yeah.
You would want to kill yourself very
Well,
shortly, though.
You could make it safe. Like you could make it
No,
just
you
a
can't.
rolling-
No,
wheels.
with
No,
those
you
wheels,
You can't make it
way.
safe.
Real safe.
You could wear a helmet.
You're
Yeah, but
sitting on a
it's
you're
gonna
sitting
go
on a
8
trunk.
miles. It's gonna go 8 miles an hour.
And
that's
that's
even
not
more unsafe.
safe.
And then it might catch on fire if you wore
No.
your whole race suit the
Model
whole
T's will
time.
go like 40 or something like that. So
Not
Eight
if you
is-
put a
eight is-
cage on it. Not if
8
you
is
add like
terribly
a,
unsafe.
not if you put like
well.
800 pounds
Move
of
on.
cage. Hey,
No,
I
dumb
crossed that
dumb
idea out. That is
dumb
not
idea.
going to be discussed tonight. And what is
Oh,
going to be
we just
discussed
did.
tonight is my incredibly dumb but brilliant idea. Everybody will be doing it now that I've said it. Randy, even you, swapped RX-8. Okay? Let's talk about this. RX-8s are beautiful cars. They handle great. They're light. You can buy them on Facebook Marketplace for like a broken Xbox. You could literally swap it. Or you could be like, I got a pot full of food. Like I got a dime bag. You got an RX-8 with a busted motor? I'll take it, right? The right motor swap and that chassis could be really competitive. The only question is Ecotech, LS, 3800, or K.
Hey.
Which would you do?
Okay.
Well, you would do a K. I'm saying, what would the world?
Why wouldn't you do a K? Ks are great.
I would pick none of the above probably and go for something like the newer GM V6s that are pretty lightweight. They put in
like the
everything.
high value, whatever.
Yeah,
one of those
3900 or whatever it is that they put in everything, and they're worth nothing. And you get that in a Camaro transmission and
a Colorado transmission, right? Not a
or
Camaro.
that too.
Yeah,
all any of the
I
above.
think they all do the Colorado
Right,
transmission.
and then
Bin.
whatever the tuner that we all use. What's the tuner we use in LS stuff? I don't remember what it's called.
The oh my gosh, why am I forgetting it?
What?
Everyone
Tuner?
knows. It's blue and black.
Eliminator
tuner?
or whatever. Or okay.
No, it's
No,
the
the
one we use for
software.
the LS stuff. Anyway, I'll figure it out. But anyway, you
Yeah.
could do one of those GM tuners, and I think that would be super cheap and good power readily
I-
available.
You're not wrong. I like I said, there are 100 different ways you could make that happen.
HP tuners. That's
HP
it.
tuners, thank you. I was Googling at the same time. Yeah,
Okay.
that's it. A broken RX-8 has the residual value of a half-eaten tuna sandwich. Get it on Facebook Marketplace. Put a new motor in it. Piston win. Dominate.
Piston win dominate. Okay.
Piston win dominate.
Yeah, or something.
Put
Yeah,
in
they
a
do-
piston motor, not a wankle. There's Chris, ask me if I want to have magic spinning Doritos.
Hey, Jeff, do you want to have Magic Spinning Doritos?
Fuck no.
Says
Okay.
guy who
That's
won
not
the betting pool
what
on
you
when it
s-
was going to pop. I called it.
And
not
we
what
fix
you
it.
No,
No,
we
it's-
can't.
It's messed up.
Anyway, I still love me a Mazda RX-8.
Right.
Who else has got something?
I'm stuck on this idea. I would love to get either like one of those Legends Dwarfs cars, or even probably a better choice, a Thunder Roadster,
Great car.
which you can't have a full tube framed race car. You have to have crumple zones. You can't have any bars past the front suspension, but the suspension on those are actually kind of modular and you could mount them. And I would love to do a grafted 80s era mini truck onto one of these things. They are powered by 1000 cc Yamaha engines. They have sequential transmissions because basically you're just putting a shift rod onto the shifter on the motorcycle engine. They weigh next to nothing. They actually, even at full song, get pretty good gas mileage. And I'm betting you could throw a 22-gallon fuel cell in it and run it for a
Run
good
forever.
period of time.
Yeah. Like 9 hours later, be like, should I fuel up?
Right.
I don't know.
And it's not going to be fast, but it's going to be quick and it's going to handle well. And you could find these Legends cars and dwarf cars that need some work, or maybe they're just not going to get back out on track, for $6,000 or less. We talked about last year, one of the NASA races, a girl named Alice, she found 2 of them for $6,000 and turned them into one good Thunder Roadster, kind of a deal.
You'd never find one because the import tuners have sucked them all up, but like a Toyota Starlet or like the tiniest
That's the thing. If you got a truck, because trucks are cheap and they're available, and so you mount one onto that.
Yeah, no, I'm down with you. I'm just saying I could go even lighter.
But it's the wheelbase. You go lighter
you're
and
right.
smaller,
You need a longer
and
wheelbase. Yeah.
you're starting getting in there, and it's going to be slightly unstable. And then also, where do you put the fuel cell? Because with a pickup, you could put the fuel cell between the axles, and you still basically keeping the mass of everything between the axles, and it's a mid-engine car. So it'll be a little twitchy until you get it sorted, but it would, I don't know. I'm convinced this would really be fun, and it would be a center seat, which
That's
would
fun.
make strapping in, your
Like a
driver a
McLaren.
little.
Why not?
Yeah, exactly. So
Or like a mini moke.
Mm-hmm. Did that.
I know. That was pretty awesome, driving normally on track in a single center seat. That's a fun one. I didn't have a great idea for this. I'm going future as well, not what have we done. I think we need more hat cars, but make a fast hat car. I think we need a fast, reliable underneath, put something cool on top of your car.
Like a Volga on a BMW?
That could do
Not
it.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yep.
Yeah. I don't
just do it, like good.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was just thinking we don't have enough hat cars anymore, but not making another Citroen, that's not a good idea. So
No.
Yeah.
No. 70s French supercar with Maserati motors. Terrible.
Right. All around. So make something cool underneath. I guess something cooler than Save Tatas kind of.
Well, and it doesn't even have to be a car on top of a car. I believe before Phil began to pull back into the life of a globe-trotting pure automotive journalist, he had mentioned wanting a fist. He just wants a car that's a fist.
Think Wienermobile.
Oh, got it. Oh yeah. Okay.
Not a Fiesta ST.
Right.
But if you made a
No.
Fiesta ST into a actual
Five
fist, that is
knuckle
Oh my
sandwich.
Goodness. That would
would-
be awesome.
I love that idea. Fiesta ST. Randy, go out to your garage and start destroying your Fiesta ST right now
That's
and
funny.
make it into a 5-finger knuckle sandwich.
And it's not all on here, but it just brought it up. Chris had a great one, and we never did do anything with it. But it was as the boat was really starting to get mature and quick and reliable, and you had all the go fast parts on it, because the limited slip from a Camaro fits in there. You can get all the good brakes and all that kind of good stuff. And one thing that was never fully exploited was the all-wheel drive system out of an Oldsmobile Bravada. And Chris had both the build design and the theme, the Bravada. Just gonna let that one saturate.
same all-wheel drive system as the Cyclone.
Yeah. There's not a lot of all-wheel drive things that are not Audis in Lemons, is there?
Yeah, Audis and Subarus, and they both break.
Yeah.
So, yep.
Sure, I'm sure GM did it much better than Audi or Subaru.
Of course, duh. 90s GM, pinnacle of quality.
Oh boy.
How we make them.
All right. Whew. All right. So there's the crazy builds. I think all of these are viable. I think we should do them all.
Okay, let's do them all.
Or you, dear listener, are you inspired? Do you have a technical question of how do I connect a 4.3 liter V6 to one of these Bravada setups? Get us an email.
They came in them, so that's how. So, yep.
Anyway, let's talk about our favorite part of making a Lemons team race, the theme. We've done some brilliant themes, and we've done some dumb themes, and we've done some brilliant dumb themes, and
Orange is not a color. Orange is not a theme.
Orange is not a theme.
That was a good one.
That was.
I mean, good. I'm not sure if that was good.
It was a good one-time only. Make fun of some other thing. Yeah. Anyway.
Sure.
Well, and it's become a thing because
it has become a thing. It lives on.
People start yelling, "Black is not a theme," or "Gray is not a theme,"
and then we join in because, of course, if somebody else has identified that this is black
actually,
and it's not a theme.
That came from Rally Master Jeff, because he was picking on an airline team out of auto, and it was silver, and he's like, "Silver's not a theme," and he just shouted that all weekend, and then I think it just turned into every color is not a theme.
I mean, if it's just a color, it's not a theme. It's not wrong.
Yep.
Anyway, so this
okay.
Is
let's talk about themes.
This is a theme idea that we had once that we decided was too dumb to do.
No,
we
you
were
decided.
very drunk.
You decided it was too dumb.
I
still
decided it was too dumb
want
to do.
it. I want it.
I believe. Let me give a little history here.
We didn't even say what it is yet.
I know
Hold
we're going
on.
to get to it.
Well, I have to tell
I
a story how
believe
we come up with themes.
That's exactly what I
sometimes.
want. I want to hear that because this one has a great story.
It does.
Is alcohol involved?
Yes.
Yes. Well,
yes.
yes.
Well, yes.
Back in the before days.
What is the before what?
Before times. Before
COVID?
Yes. In the
Okay.
before times. We always would go to Atlantic City the weekend around
Okay,
January,
all right,
the last weekend of January, because Bruce on our team was race his little TQ midgets
racer
indoors there. It was only Bruce who was running, and obviously some people Bruce knows. So the rest of us would sit around and not help. Aaron would help him, but the rest of us would only help occasionally. But we'd mostly get drunk and
make
eat
fun
snacks.
of him and make fun of him too.
Pull chairs out in front of
Yep.
you.
And we had this
out. Oh, it's so
wonderful.
funny.
We'd have Atlantic City bingo that we made for
Yeah.
the weekend.
Yeah, we
That was
did.
great. We had so much fun.
We
So when
drank
we're-
so
We did.
much.
So when we're good and blitzed, it was a great time to come up with themes. And as always, the best way to decide if you have a good theme is if you come up with it drunk and it's still funny and still a good idea the next day, then it's worth pursuing. It has to pass the test. This is one that didn't fully pass that test, but was the subject of quite a lot of laughs that night, without a doubt. And the theme is monkeys throwing poo, because we know that monkeys throw poo. And there's all kinds of ways you
No.
can
For
go with
those
that
of
as
you
a
not
theme.
watching on YouTube, Mental has completely lost it because he
He's
still
broken.
thinks this
He's
is the
broken, yep.
best thing.
No,
ever.
it's
And
it's
we
not.
had it all planned out with costumes and things, and then ways to annoy people all weekend and the cars. And also we were going to have something called the Pood Piper, who would then gather the monkeys all up, because that's what the Pood Piper does, because he plays a tune that attracts the monkeys that are throwing poo. And so we had
Check this
gone
off
way
your
down
card
this
that
rabbit
somebody
hole.
broke. Mental's
Mental's totally
official.
broken.
If he
He is
could
as red as his
fall,
shirt.
Pretty
if he
close.
could, if he could fall on the floor, he
The
is
Pood
doing that.
Piper. I had completely forgotten about the Pood Piper.
Yeah.
We were
So
just gonna get
Like, just
undercooked-
imagine someone showing, like-
undercooked brownies and chocolate pudding.
You're
and just all
wasting the
weekend-
brownies.
all weekend. No, we're not going to
This
use
is-
your mom's brownies.
This
We're going
is
to use
the
crappy
dumbest-
store
but-
Winn-Dixie brownies and just throw them at people. And then
But just-
randomly, as cars drove by at New Hampshire, we would all just run out, make monkey noises, and throw poo.
and then they would be really annoyed, and I would say, somebody better call the Pood Piper and get these monkeys throwing poo out of here. And then somebody shows up in an effing kilt with a flute.
This is
With a flute and
This is
plays
the-
a ditty.
this
and
is
all
the
the
dumbest
monkeys
idea
follow him.
I've ever heard. I
The
have
best
said
thing is you could milk it all year. Like one
The-
year.
no.
one-
Oh, there's
No.
no way we're doing
you
this
throw
all
it.
year.
You do
No.
you do monkeys throw poo for like
No.
two, and then every other theme is just lead it. And one of them, and I still have this vision of
no.
everyone shows up in a suit. They are all dead.
I'm
serious,
not playing.
and they've all got briefcases. And as the car rolls up, and it looks like beige is not a theme, is your theme. Right there at BS inspection, and then everyone takes their briefcase, opens them up, and starts throwing poo.
What? Because that would see, you'd have to set up the jokes first. You'd have to they'd be ready to kill us if we showed up in monkey suits one more goddamn time. They're like, if the three pedal mafia shows up in the freaking monkey suits, and I get hit with another effing brownie, I'm gonna punch him in the freaking head. And there we are in business suits, and they're like, thank God that not throwing poo this week. Bam! Right in the
Yep.
kisser.
This is the dumbest
That's
idea.
a
So-
terrible idea.
It's so
it's a dumb
dumb.
idea. It's a really dumb idea, but it's obviously one that has given us a whole lot of laughs, and hopefully given you some laughs too.
Gosh, darn it. I'm so glad we
Yeah.
think that we're funny.
Is it any worse than Fantastic Shark? No.
It's messier than Fantastic
It's
Shark.
way messier than Fantastic Shark.
We would have to have a zookeeper with like a bucket and a shovel walking around all weekend cleaning up all the.
And
That's
someone with a,
punishment.
and
There's
someone
your
with a
bribe.
tranquilizer gun that would
That's
come
a
out
theme.
like
That's a bribe. You show
Yeah.
up with like one of those cheap Spirit Halloween knockoff zookeeper costumes, and you make, and if they get like 3 penalties, they've got to go fill a
Clean up
Harbor
the-
or exactly, got
A
a
bucket.
Home Depot bucket full of poo.
this is a terrible idea. Randy, don't steal this one.
Oh my gosh. This one did not make it through the test.
It did not. We're still
I
laughing at it, but
disagree, 'cause
this
I'm
is supposed to
laughing.
be dumb ideas, and this is a dumb idea.
Dumb idea.
It's funny, but it's dumb. Okay.
Okay. I don't even know how to follow that. Like, I don't.
Mic
So
drop.
mic drop. I know. Well, I've got just a dumb one. Well, it's not dumb. It's one that I can't figure out how to do that. I think it'd be great if we did. I am a dancer. I have a dance background, and I would love to do something like Single Ladies or Thriller. Every time Thriller comes on, I have this vision of how awesome it could be. But I have excuse me, I'm sorry, somebody's getting a beverage in my head.
Would that be Chris? Did he leave the mic and come annoy you in the kitchen?
And he's standing there.
See, this could work if everyone I apologize for the vision I'm about to put in everyone's head, but everyone on Three Pedal Mafia has to wear a single black unitard and clear stripper heels.
It sounds great.
All weekend, and at random times, the boom box just starts playing all the Single Ladies, and everyone has to turn and start dancing.
Right.
Now, I don't know if you're as frightened by the idea of Wart Burglar Thief Aaron in a black leotard with clear stripper heels.
Thank you. Right.
But
trying to round everybody up and I guess maybe my expectation or my vision is that people actually understand the dance. And I think there's something to it that everybody wear black leotards, and you could do the little shimmy that Jeff just did. And I'm sorry if you missed it on, if you're listening to the podcast.
If they did watch
it's fine. Right. So yes. I think, but with both of those dances, it'd be great if we actually could get people together. First of all, we can't even round everybody up to do an actual theme that has an actual script, and we've practiced. We still can't get everybody in the same room. So letting actually figuring out how everybody's going to do a dance, it's just not a thing. But I think it's great.
Great Saturday Night Live sketch with Justin Timberlake.
Oh, it's so good.
With a dancer.
Oh, exactly. They're very good, right? But they're paid to do that. So I can't get everybody in the same room to be able to do I'm saying Eric, who is actually has a choreography and is orchestrating a actual movie, and we can't get everybody in the same room. So
I think the problem is the only two people who really enjoy dancing on our team are like you and I.
Absolutely.
Like everyone else is like, I don't really dance.
Okay, so next time I need a dance theme. I'm going to just make sure it's only two people and just work.
We've done that. We did that with the Miko.
Yes, we did. The link dance. Yes,
Gangnam
we
Style
did.
was just the right amount of dancing that people could kind of do it. But
it was. We did okay with Gangnam Style.
Yeah. And the reason we did that is because we, like the Psy danced, everyone else, followed what the video did. So the music video, everybody could watch the music video.
Yep, you're right.
Actually, the reason that worked was to hide the turbo, and no one ever popped the hood.
That's true.
And then we took it off, and it didn't matter anyway.
Because it was terrible. Yes.
Yep.
That was great.
All right.
So I have this overly complex theme in mind that I think we would be great, and we would all love, and we would have a great time, and nobody else would get it. Okay. And this is fake F1 teams and liveries. So Black Betty, we paint it pink, and instead of BWT, it's THC.
Rich Energy. Oh wait, no,
it was better when it was Racing Pot.
That's a THC BWT.
Yeah.
Rich Energy. Absolutely, we can make the new RX-7. It's already black. Just make it Rich Energy, and then the Crescent is already orange, so it becomes Mick Claire and it's some sort of McDonald's Scottish mashup. The Mazda's already kind of there with the Midori Martini theme, but then for our costumes,
Dead Bull Honda.
Exactly. We have to be the people on the F1 team.
We wanted to make this video so bad.
Right? So now somebody has to walk around and be an asshole, and that's Verstappen, and then yes, so
I nominate Jeff to be Verstappen because he would be the funniest Verstappen.
Angry man.
Keep talking about how we're making ourselves look like a bunch of wankers here.
You're Jeff Brundle forever. No, but we wanted to make like an intro video. We were going to go the dun, 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 and we were all going to be like, oh, that's not good pod. I'm sorry. Yeah, we were going to do like little head shakes and like little
the infamous slow arm cross.
Yep, right. And I'm zipping up my suit. Yep. Yes, all of those things. We were like, oh, that'd be so amazing. Yeah, we had this vision, and then we were like, then we woke up the next morning. We were like, that's a lot of That's a lot of work.
But not only that, but nobody would get it. Like, I don't think
some people would. Yeah,
if you're that big of an F1 fan,
like things like Dead Bull and Petro Nope, and the the THC instead of BWT if it was pink and blue, like those things I think all could work.
I think the cars work better. I don't know if we would work because
the only way to make it worthwhile though is the people. You have to do it. And you have to commit all weekend. Otherwise, it's just look, another team with a Formula One.
And if you're just in your normal race suit, then you're like
when you
I don't have anything cool unless you got patches or something to make it look like you're an F1 person, because you're just like, well, is that your normal suit?
That's where it kind of falls apart.
Livery. Yeah.
Now you go get the one piece, like, from Amazon paint onesies, and then just, marker those up to look like a race suit.
Yeah, I know. It was like
this is why it's in the dumb ideas. Like, it's just not quite there.
It's so close. It's a great germ of an idea, and the cars would be funny. It kind of loses it after that.
Mm-hmm.
If they throw poop, it gets.
We're not throwing poop.
Okay, what's your idea? Or you don't have an idea?
I do. It didn't show up on here, and I'm surprised.
No. Don't say this one.
This is not off the table yet.
No, this is no. This is happening.
Okay, fine. Because I think that's hilarious.
It's not off the table yet.
It just allows you to go around all weekend and be annoying.
Oh, I'm ready.
And here's the deal. I'm going to throw this out there.
Everybody hates us right now. I'm very sorry.
If you do F1 liveries and it starts to tank, or if you did all the single ladies and it starts to tank, it instantly gets funny again when you throw poop. Those are the next thing on there.
Those are the kind of things you have to move past.
Is always funny.
You have to move past it tanking and keep going, and then eventually it becomes funny again that you're committing to the bit.
I would say that I needed some sort of proof of concept of this, but we have the proof of concept. It's Space Pants, right?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay.
Like Space Pants, in the beginning, we were like, I see what you're doing there, but I'm not sure it's enough. And then they kept doing it.
7 races later.
All right. It's enough. It's enough, yo. All right, it's enough. And then it was like, you know what? Space Pants. And then we were all singing along.
Nope. That's a big nope.
No, it's an inverse bell curve of likability.
I like that.
That's what it is.
I like it. I like it. And it depends on
the guy that laughed every time at Space Pants. There's a West.
You didn't see it nearly as much as we did. That's why you think it's funny. We saw it all the time.
We all like it now.
Team that does a Jamaican dip. Yeah, they do a Jamaican ska. They've got an Audi and they've got a big hat on their car, and it's all this very, 80s London kind of, club classic ska bit. And every time they drive by, they've always got the theme song playing, and I always dance.
That's how I used to be with Nyan Cat.
Boom.
Nyan Cat.
Never got sick of Nyan Cat. Ska. Every time you pass Nyan Cat, it was always funny.
Or Nyan Cat passed the garage.
The Doppler effect.
Yep. When it passed the garages in Sonoma, and you all just stand there and you dance for a second, and then it goes away, and everybody just does that because it was awesome. I get it. That's right there.
I think the problem with Nyan Cat is the OG annoy you with an internet song.
No. It's very, very close. Right after when we all first raced together, and I went back to Oklahoma and got us all running around there. And the first time I met Mary and that whole crew, there was an MR2 that they just covered it with rubber ducks of various sizes. And they had a recording playing in speakers facing backwards from A Christmas Story, and it was just fra ra 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 ra
That's it.
on repeat.
Oh no.
On the track, everywhere you went. It was great.
But that's what I'm saying. Like Nyan Cat did it first.
Nope, this predates Nine.
Baby Shark just was annoying. Like from that
That's true.
moment on, like they did it the best so well that anything else pales in comparison. So yeah, maybe it wasn't the first, but it was the best, and it was like the first really, really good one.
Also, Nyan Cat. Do you say it differently? Nyan Cat?
Nyan Cat, I thought it was
Nyan-
Nyan
Oh,
Cat.
whatever.
Whatever.
And why? Nyan Cat is
Should I
not.
call the internet expert the 14-year-old? No, it's probably too old.
Nyan Cat isn't annoying. It's annoying when you hear it over and over again, but it's like a fun song. The other songs we've listed are just downright let me punch you in the face annoying.
Let me tell you about my amazing horse.
Don't. I talk about a bad theme.
Yep.
See, I think it's cute. I don't know for 14 hours, but I'm not in the car, so it doesn't really matter. I might have to negotiate. Okay. Other dumb stuff. We're darking other dumb stuff.
Just dumb things we have done.
Dumb things.
And this is good. You know, and speaking of things that have done the inverse bell curve where it was funny and then really, really not funny and then funny again.
Was it funny again?
It was never really funny. No,
It was never funny.
It became just a joke. Is a dumb thing trying to have Jeff get a title for the Citroen. It's like OG joke on this podcast.
I wish it was just a joke, but it wasn't. It was actually an effort, air quotes.
And then it became
effort.
funny. And then we finally sold the car. Whatever.
It was funny. Never for me. Not the jokes were funny. The holy night. Why are they returning this damn thing again?
Yeah, the
That was the
hours
problem.
that we
Standing
spent
in line and
right?
Yeah.
The hours that we spent doing paperwork, I was basically forging Jeff's signatures. I was getting all of my family members to sell a damn car, to tell the state that they saw Jeff
We
with my
recruited-
car.
We recruited other people.
I know,
One
that's
person
true.
did a vent search. I remember going to the police officer.
Yes, you
the
did in
school
Georgia.
the school sheriff to
Yeah.
try and get him to sign the VIN verification document. He's like, this card's
The joke
where?
was
I'm not
right.
signing
Gosh, where?
this."
New Jersey? Pennsylvania? No.
The
I'm
joke
not
was
doing
funny. The effort put into it was
it.
not
Yeah.
funny.
It was very similar to trying to turbo the Honda. It was like, this will be great. 30 hours of effort later. Why isn't this working? 30 hours of effort later. It's still not working, but I'm sure it'll work this time. 30 hours of effort
all
later.
to get a title for a car that had a dildo as a shifter.
And then it's like, oh, I'm sorry.
and would reverse automatically and
Yeah.
wouldn't drive forward and
I'm
don't.
sorry, copies don't work. We need the originals. I sent you the originals. You still have them.
Okay,
No,
this
no,
is making
get new ones. I'm
this
sorry.
is making me mad. I don't want to talk about it anymore.
Not mad. Not mad
Jeff
at
is
all.
triggered.
I'm mad.
Yep.
No, I'm triggered. This
Triggered,
is
not mad.
Jeff's gonna
Okay,
start
I'm
throwing
mad.
poo.
Right. Stop it with the poo. Okay. I have a couple of these that as I'm thinking about just generally dumb stuff. Actually, Chris kind of came up with this, but I agreed. We, at one point, this is track stuff, not car related. At one point we do dinner and we'd make different things for dinner. And one of them was fajitas. So we made steak, we cut up all kinds of vegetables. We had all the toppings in different bowls with different spoons. And Chris walks away and says, "That was great meal. We should do that again." And I was like, never again. There were so many dishes. There was so much food. There were so many different plates. It was so much to coordinate. We're never doing track fajitas again. So there's a dumb thing. Do not try them. And no, just don't. It was a lot of work. Okay, there's frantic typing going on here.
Sorry.
Yeah.
We keep thinking of dumber stuff.
Okay. The next one is early on in my paddock career, my career of making a great paddock. What?
I'm reading what you're about to talk about.
Oh, I thought it was great. So we also, backstory, we live next to a landfill. So I really think about what we're throwing away. And it really was like, we're going to bring washable plates and bowls, and we're just going to wash everything.
We're not doing a disposable society anymore.
We're not doing it. Not anymore. We started out that way. This was NJMP, one of our first races. And I said, we're going to wash dishes. And so after like Saturday, I'm like, we're never doing this again. Also because where I was washing them was in tiny sinks because they didn't have any place to wash dishes.
No sinks.
Right.
In the bathroom sink, like pushing down and getting like 30 seconds of pressure.
Yeah. Yep. And so you're washing dishes, and then you're like, if you forget to wash the 4 plates you brought, then what are you eating on? Oh, I don't know. So don't ever try. So we use washable plates, just like serving plates. We have 4 serving plates, 2 bowls, and some utensils that we use as washable things, but never again the actual plates. I bought bowls. We went to IKEA, bought all kinds of nice plastic things. Not doing it again. That was dumb. Does somebody else want to add into here, or I can do?
No,
totally.
that's great. I think
that's why we still use we don't have water bottles that litter the world and that everyone drinks half of and doesn't know it's theirs anymore, and then it's hot and it doesn't work. So we definitely did away with that. And I like the 5-gallon jugs.
Yep, two of them.
Everyone has a just reusable water bottle. That has saved us a tremendous amount of one-time use plastic trash.
And
money.
It was a good effort. Just that particular aspect,
a particular bit of it, not so much.
Yeah, but you going in that direction was a good thing, because it did kind of the logistics load of getting in, and then just the waste that came out of a race weekend got heavily reduced. But yeah, no, we could eat on some recycled plates. I'm down with that.
Right, paper. You're like, well, crap. Yeah. Use them once. Shoot, I'm very sorry, environment, but
But using paper, because that's biodegradable. Don't use the plastic ones
or styrofoam. Yeah. We try not to. Occasionally we do. They're a little cheaper. Anyway, the next one on our list is frozen turkeys.
Now I'm triggered again.
I know you are. Frozen turkeys bought. I don't know if they were bought. Were they all bought near the track? Yes, they were.
There was a
I called
just
ahead.
Down in Concord. Yep.
You're absolutely right. I called ahead. We picked up turkeys. They were very frozen. I swear they were not supposed to be frozen. I think there were 5 of them, 6 of them.
5 or 6,
I think.
yeah.
5 or 6, because at the time we were doing Thanksgiving. I took that on for a couple times, which just got to be too much. For a couple teams, Thanksgiving, everybody brought the sides. We brought all the turkeys. That was, I think, that night. I think we ate it like 10 o'clock, maybe.
Not because they were frozen, though, because I thawed those puppies.
Tell us how you thought.
Go ahead.
But this is New Hampshire Motorsports. It's October. It's cold.
It was very cold.
In a normal environment, they will thaw from Thursday to Saturday. Saturday rolls around. They are still bowling balls. So I take them in the cooler where they were living, supposedly thawing, and I take them to the shower house and I put the cooler in the shower and I turn on the hot water. I don't see what the problem is.
Showering with your turkeys.
You took them out of the cooler.
I mean, yeah, to hold them up to the shower head for a minute or two. Yeah.
Showering with your turkeys. So frozen turkeys, make sure everything's thawed long before. Do not try to go grocery shopping to buy your turkeys at the grocery store 2 days before the race or a day before the race.
Turkeys in general are a fine idea if they're not frozen, like especially if you're doing a limited number. Like we've done 1 or 2 in the fryer.
We did 1. Yeah.
2 is the most amount you could do.
Yep.
You fry one, and what we didn't realize is, because it's like 40 minutes to fry a turkey.
Did we fry them all? I thought we boxed them
in the box.
In the
box. Yeah.
The fryer worked and the box didn't.
Yeah.
So that was the problem.
Yeah. That was just kind of a mess. So everybody's like, cool, we got sides. And we're like, turkeys are like still like for
dangerous.
Dangerous. There you go. Okay. My last one, I had to insert it. Our first couple races, the dumb stuff was moonshine. Then Four Loko happened
for a little
at
while.
Jeff's house. I don't know if that actually came too much of it came to races.
This is the old Four Loko, not the current stuff. Current stuff's for wimps.
Oh,
The
is
real
it?
Four Loko.
Do you
Yeah.
drink Four
Four
Loko?
Lokos. No, Four Loko is back, but they didn't.
He's at
they
a college
toned it
campus.
down.
Come on.
I
Toned it
guess.
down.
Yeah. Okay. So this is original Four Loko then, and then I'm going to end just with Surge. Surge is never the answer, especially when it's your last drink. Okay, I'm done with my dumb stuff.
On the Four Locos, if you're bribing any of the Lemons judges, don't bring Four Locos. It's they're not going to take them. They're not going to touch them. The track staff won't take them. No, it just goes straight into the trash. Just don't bring Four Locos.
Yeah.
No one wants that shit.
It'll add penalty laps. Actually,
Ooh,
you get a lap if you give us Four Locos.
not a bad one.
We actually did give a team. We cut them out of a thing one time because at Gingerman, their bribe was, I will drink that case of cheap beer that some other team bribed you with, and we hooked them up.
All right, that's pretty good.
And okay.
Here's my dumb ideas. Anytime you say that's okay, we can finish this at the track, you have just created a dumb idea.
I like it.
Absolutely.
Like
Absolutely.
you get done,
Or I'll fix it tomorrow. Also a bad idea.
Yeah.
We talked about that recently.
You're not gonna do that. Untested, unfinished cars. We'll find someone to fix that part of our cage. Don't do that. Have the car done and ready. Test it if possible before you get to the track.
Now, if you've got a
never
pit
goes well.
vehicle or a unique electronic device
that's fine.
that you don't need for the race that you want fixed, absolutely bring it to a Lemons paddock because it'll go home probably working.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah,
slightly better at least.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or slightly crashed more. I don't know. It depends on who you give it to. Here's another thing. I don't know how you MFers out there are doing fiberglass cars. Yeah, Corvettes and all these other things that space frame model. Whew, that's not a good idea, people.
Corvettes have enough metal to attach it to. They have the whole
Yes,
frame.
but
but-
it's not easy,
you become good friends and a first name basis with John Pagel because he'll show you
Yeah.
how to do it, but you're going to want to talk to him a lot.
Yeah, I Corvette Lemons car.
Well, that's just a
Not
dumb
ex-
idea, period.
Not exactly dominating out there.
Oh,
And
it's the Lotuses that I worry more about because those
Oh.
really don't have a frame on the
Oof.
outside. They have a backbone. That's going to be hard to do.
yeah, I'm down. You people doing fiberglass cars, you're nuts. I can't help you. Mental, were you going to say something about a pickle suit?
I was, but we're running a little long.
Oh,
Sorry,
all right.
I'm that guy. I loved it. I had mentioned it in passing that when I was still judging for Lemons, that I was going to be judging the Houston race with Sajeev, who writes for Haggerty. And he had written a great article about how every used car dealership was buying the same script about how I'm in a pickle, and they were all wearing pickle suits, and a team showed up in a pickle suit to go along with that. It was fantastic. Sajeev was flattered. I was flattered. It was awesome. It was a brilliant, dumb thing to do.
Well, my last thing was going to be because you were going to bring up pickle suit, and I was going to talk about Chris. Do you remember the pickle J?
Yeah, pickle flavored vodka.
Pickle flavored vodka. It was terrible. We passed that around like a joke. We were like, "Hey, try this," and everyone went, "Oh, that's horrible." And then some dude was like, "I like it." We're like, "The bottle is yours."
Yeah, and he drank it that night.
drank
That
it.
bottle was gone. I think he slept on Sorry for Party's couch because he passed out there.
I'm 40% pickle, but 80% party.
Jesus.
Yeah,
Not a
pretty
good
much.
idea. Anyway, Mental, why don't you wrap it up with your favorite
All
thing
right.
to do? Make a call out to the listeners. Why? Get ready for the next segment.
Thank you for coming on this journey of stupidity. What was the most hella sweet idea we came up with tonight? And why is it monkeys throwing poo? What was the dumbest idea we came up with tonight? Why is that
And why
monkeys
is it
throwing
monkeys
poo?
All
All right. Tell us which idea you loved. What idea do you want to steal? What are you going to do? Or what did we totally miss? And if you want to keep it a secret, tell us you want to keep it a secret, and I'll just pass it to my co-host and we'll all laugh about it. No one will find out until you do it. But if you've got an idea you'd love to see executed and your team's not crazy enough, get a hold of us on any of our social medias. It is fantastic. Do we want to do this around the horn or just move on to our next
I think I'm gonna do my just the goat.
Yeah, let's
We're
go
gonna
around.
End it there.
Yep.
Just the goat.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
not even one goat now. It's
No.
the goat. The
It's
goat's
one
always
goat
there.
or
And
just
Jeff is
yeah,
totally
just the
gonna.
goat. Raise your hand if you're an SCCA member. I am, still am.
Not currently.
So I just received my February edition of Sports Car Magazine.
Comes
You
with
know,
a calendar.
Comes with a calendar. It's
It's the end of
February.
February.
It's February 22nd, people. Why is the SCCA just giving me my Mazda Motorsports calendar now? This is great. I
Whoever has
needed it.
January is going to be pissed because
I-
no
I-
one's going to see them.
Let's see what January
And they
is.
do this every year, actually,
Yeah.
because mine always gets hung up in my garage when I'm trying to plan some dumb idea. And yeah, it always comes like mid-February. I got mine last week.
So I'm sitting here opening up my sports car magazine and I'm like, these idiots can't do anything right. Who even cares about this? And I pop it open and there's a great story on the Michigan SCCA rally.
Oh, one of our alien friends.
And there I am staring at a picture of my father, his rally car,
Oh, that
him
rally.
helping somebody in here.
TST rally. Yes.
TSD rally. So for those of you who don't know, my father, ancient 70,000-year-old man, is still doing SCCA rallies and winning championships and things. And I'm sitting here swearing about how stupid the SCCA magazine is. And there it is, covering this weirdo esoteric sport that uses more math than it used throttle pedal. And there's a picture of my dad. So I can't be mad at you, SCCA. Just the goat or just one goat. I don't know what the sports car magazine is this month, but there it is. That's all I want to say. What do y'all think? Should I continue my SCCA membership and continue?
I love that
getting this
regardless of
lame
our opinion, you think you would actually let your SCCA membership lapse.
Oh,
and,
I've let it lapse.
you and your brother
previously.
are on the board.
Now my brother is, not me.
All
I only
right.
did it this year so I could go autocrossing, and that went terrible. So I don't know.
We both know. We all four know you're going to stay an SCCA member.
Some card right there.
Oh, good. We need.
I
It's
am
on my desk. I
so
never use it.
excited for what Chrissy is about to tell
Next
us.
show promo. Tell us what's going on.
Oh, well, it doesn't even have to be next show promo. It's just that's where I put it here.
Yeah.
It is almost time for F1.
Woo,
I-
woo,
I I'm very excited. I actually found bingo for this weekend's practice because that's fun. But anyway,
Oh, you gotta
F1's
send it to us.
I did. It's on Slack.
I know. I'm just saying.
Okay, it's time for F1. We are playing fantasy again. Be on our fantasy league. We're going to play on Fantasy GP. So last year we played on F1. Everybody hated it. I have no idea who won. Probably we don't care. Fantasy GP is run by, I think it's just like a dude. It's very well run. It's a great program. It makes you log in all the time. You want to log in all the time so you can make the extra picks and you get more points for the picks if you
Just
get them.
once a week to make your picks on
Yep.
things. But that's
Yeah,
the
but
engagement that was totally missing in the F1.
Yep. We did not care. So fantasygp.com. Join our league. It's called Everyone Racers. There's a number. I can give it to you now, but if you're driving, you don't care. And it's going to be
There'll
in
be
our
a link in the show notes.
link
so
show notes. It's a number. So 386-48094 is the number that you will need to look for. So so join us. There's only 4 teams so far. So more fun, the merrier.
Easy to join, easy to set up your team.
It's
is
free. Yep. Yeah, you don't have to
Trash
go
talk
through
is
like
a lot smoother this way.
you don't have to go through a bajillion logins on F1 page and it's all good. So yeah, fun times ahead. Join
Let me
us.
just shout out real quick. Not only do you pick your team, but you make predictions per race. Who's going to have the best qualifying? And then there's always like, oh, how many flags are there? Yellow flags. So it actually keeps you interested and engaged. And we might as well shout out, hey, here, listeners. We're actually going up against some of the members of the Garage Heroes podcast, which we know you probably listen to both. I mean, really, the Venn diagram.
The Venn
of our
diagrams
listeners,
are
again.
close.
But Apex Adjacent totally whooped up on us last year. Well, Ian.
Yeah. So join our league. Tag that you are a fan of either the Garage Heroes or E1R, and we'll see who can put together the best fans. Right. We'll send swag to anyone who beats us, to the winners.
Bill's going to send
Not everyone
swag
who
to
beats us.
everyone.
Yeah, that'll
That's-
be everybody because we'll be at the bottom of the list. Awesome. fantasygpa.com. Join our link. The number for our league will be in the show notes, but it's 386-48094. Is that it? Is that all we're doing?
That's it.
Are we ready? Ready for the ending? Is it the end times already? It's like the before times. Thanks for downloading us. We hope you enjoyed this week's edition of Everyone Racers. We also hope you'll join us in the world of driving, racing, and building, because everyone can be a racer, even you. If you enjoyed this podcast, subscribe. It's totally free. Then go to iTunes and give us a 5-star rating. Even if you hated us, give us 5 stars. Tell us why. It's been a while since we had an iTunes rating. Caress the like and share button on your YouTube, all that good stuff. If you have any questions or show ideas or want to tell us about your dumb idea, drop a comment on our Facebook page, Everyone Racers, or email us at everyone.racers@gmail.com. You can still text mental 484-243-0455. Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, Facebook, we're everywhere. Even Reddit at /E1R. Thanks again, and keep the shiny side up. Unless those damn monkeys have thrown poo all over all the sides, then just keep those wheels down.